Yeah, I mean, you always hear the term power corrupts, right? But I've always more sort of said power exposes.
Facts.
It exposes, man. People got these flaws in their character anyway. You got to give them some power to expose it. Honestly, if you want to expose, you want to find out what someone's really got inside their being, give them power. Give them some sort of power. It reminds me of a story when I was teaching in college. I'm gonna have to change the names up because it's too recent. They'll know.
They're probably gonna know anyway.
Yeah, they might know because the story's kind of specific.
Like me.
Yeah, could have been you. But I had this class, good class. I was teaching them what we was learning in that class. We were probably doing database work at that stage. So yeah, I'm teaching the class. About 15 people in the class, decent class. There's a person in the class. We'll call him Bob. That wasn't his name, but Bob's our character today. And so when I'm giving them work, often you give them tasks to do, right? So you might give them a printout of what to do, right? So it'll be like, do this, do that, do this, do that. And then they're working on the computer and they're doing those different tasks, right? That's how it goes. So Bob liked his work given to him a particular way, right? He liked to split his screen in two. So he'd have his software open on one side and the instructions open on the other side, all on the screen in front of him. So he'll be working and then reading and working. So everything's right in front of him. That's fine. Totally fine. Modern technology, that's how we do it. A lot of the staff didn't like it that way. A lot of the class didn't like it that way. They preferred to have printouts. They preferred to have printed paper of their instructions. Sometimes they would have it on their computer, but they wouldn't have it split in two. They'd have it their way. Everybody was free to do what they wanted. Bob always wanted his one half. That's how he wanted it, right? So Bob's one of the more advanced students in the class. He's pretty good. He's doing his stuff, right?
Yeah.
But he's always mentioning this. Every time I give him work, I'll come with the printout. He'll say, no, I don't want that. I want to split my screen in two. He made me show him how to do it on the first day of class. And after that, he was like, this is how it should be done. So if I'm coming to him with a printout, he's looking at me like, he's almost edging away, like, why are you coming to me? And I'm like, oh, sorry, Bob, I forgot. So one time, we're probably 6-7 weeks into the course at this stage. I get called out by another staff member to help them in another room. So I go out to help them. While I go, they're working on an activity. I say to Bob, Bob, help out anyone who needs help. I say, anyone who's got any questions, ask Bob until I get back, because Bob's the most advanced student in the class. So I'm like, I'll be back 10 minutes, but ask Bob, okay? Go 10 minutes, come back 10 minutes later, walk in, class is a bit too silent. Like, this is a class, we're lively in my class. We're conversating, we're going back and forth, we're trying to get the answers. So I come back in and everyone's just silently on their screens. No one's having conversations, no one's trying to work it out together. I'm like, oh, what's going on here? Everyone's just silent, just looking at their screens. I start getting a bit closer. I see some of them are a little bit upset. You know, the faces are screwed. I'm like, what happened? Okay. I look a bit closer and I look around the room and everybody's screen is split in two now. Bob has gone round in the 10 minutes I was gone. And he's made and forced everybody to split their screen the way he thinks it should be done. Their printouts are turned over, they're to the side, and they've got the screen split in two. Bob's a tyrant.
Bob was like, this is my opportunity.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for this.
He's been waiting for it. Okay. The character was always there. He always was like, no, this is how it should be done. You saw a little bit of it because when I'm approaching him with the printout, he's backing away, which I thought was a bit much. But only when I gave him the power over the class did it expose it properly. And so now everybody's sitting there like, so Bob's gone around and he must have had to do this manually. He must have gone around to person and said, no, this isn't right. You haven't got your screen set up right. I'm going to set it up for you. He's changed all the screens. So everyone's sitting there. Some of them are eyeing me like, how could you leave Bob in charge and just go about your business? So I'm like, guys, what's everyone's screen doing? Someone says, yeah, Bob. Bob made us do it. I'm like, Bob, did you do that? Bob's like, it's the best way to do it. He's looking at me like, well, what are you questioning me for? You gave me the power. I did what had to be done.
Bob's wild.
He is wild. So I say all that to say power exposes.
Definitely.
Okay.
I definitely agree with that.
It exposes. And we always say, trust me, I've seen it in our journey, in this knowledge and this, even in our tribe and outside our tribe. I've seen it several times. And sometimes Bob has spoken about it. So give people certain positions and then you'll see what's going on. I think an interesting book is The 24 Elders, Master Secret Part 1 and Part 2. And one of the lines that always got me in that scroll that made me think, I'm talking up at night, like the Mandela effect was keeping you up. This was keeping me up. He said in that book, I've stayed in here. I've stayed captive in prison for so long to allow you, something to this effect, not a direct quote, but I've stayed in here for this length of time to allow you to see who's who. And I was there like, what does that mean? What do you mean see who's who? Because you reach so many stages in your development where you think you know it.
There's levels. There's levels to who is who.
There is levels to who is who. And a lot of the warfare that we're dealing with, a lot of the battles that we're dealing with, they're spiritual battles. So all is not as it appears. That's what I've learned. But I have learned that even Bob we've seen certain things Bob has done over the years. He'll give people seats for different reasons, right? For different reasons. And so, and certainly if you look outside of our tribe, you'll see it's evident. It's evident. But never think that power corrupts like that. Like suddenly a really good person became a really bad person like that. Often to me, it's exposing the character was there, but they didn't have any space to implement their will until they were given the power, until they were given the ability to do that. Then you saw their will in action. Then they was able to actually do what they wanted to do. And so, yeah, Bob was a tyrant. Bob was a madman. But I needed to give him that power to see. Obviously, after that, I never put Bob in charge. I never left and put Bob in charge. In fact, I specifically didn't put him in charge. I was like, yeah, ask someone else. We'll call it Sharon. Sharon was second best. Ask Sharon to help you. You come back, everyone's still got their printouts. Everybody's happy. Bob's fuming because he's like, they're not doing it how it should be done. But everyone else is happy. So sometimes give people a little bit of power and it will expose them. Give them a power. Power can come in different forms. You can give someone massive power. You can give them small power, a small ability in your life. But until you've given them the ability to do this or do that, you really don't know what they're going to do. So they have to have the ability, even if you give them a small influence in your life or the ability to let you down or give them the chance to show up for you, whatever it is, give them the power to do something or do the opposite. And if you do that enough times, you begin to see who someone is. And so I think that has application. But I don't think it corrupts all the time. I just think it exposes. It's there. It's there already. So
absolutely, I agree.